There he is.
What's up, Jake?
Let's
There
go.
we go.
We have our guy,
We do.
Jake
Here we
Plummer.
go.
What's going on, dude? Broncos legend, Jake
Yes.
Plummer. What is up, man?
I'm glad
Here
you
we
like it.
go. What's going on, Jake?
Just down on the road, bopping and weaving, having some fun.
We're in your part of town.
Yeah, I didn't spend a lot of time in downtown Phoenix, but I'd come down and watch the Suns play back in the day when I was playing for the Cardinals. But yeah, this is Valley of the Sun, a place I came down as a young man and had a couple really amazing seasons and left a good impression on the fans here, and have had a great time always coming back.
Jake, when I saw you this morning, you said, I remember you. Why is that?
Why is that?
Yeah, why did you say
Because I see faces and I know people and I know that we had crossed paths. I just couldn't put a thumb on it, but a lot of times I remember, I feel it.
I thought you were referencing the fact that you and I did an interview back when you were driving up to Idaho one year, and you called Jerry Jones a billionaire asshole, and that went viral, and then you texted me and you're like, I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, I didn't necessarily say, Jerry Jones, you're a billionaire
No,
asshole.
no,
but
no,
I
no.
said, we got these billionaire assholes that owning these teams and not really paying stock to the part of the team that really is the team. Jerry is phenomenal at what he does. He's had a lot of success. You can't say anything other than that what he's done has been his path that he's on. But it wouldn't be Jerry without his players. There's the team and the players, and those are the guys that really, as he progresses in his life and wants to win more Super Bowls, like, what about taking care of these players? What about really thinking about their long-term health and wellness and really making an indelible impression on the world that you do care, even though you are a billionaire, whether he's an asshole or not. Like I said, my mom, my grandma, they'd say you shouldn't have said that. That's why I wish I hadn't said that. But
You're
whatever.
too nice now.
You can't take words back. I don't feel that way about Jerry, that he's an asshole. I just meant in context, like, seems like kind of selfish that they're billionaires. The players, they're millionaires, but a lot of them don't handle that money well and end up being broke and beat up, and they don't have health care. The NFL doesn't even provide that after 5 years, and it's kind of a joke, So really, yeah, these billionaire owners should really take stock of like why they're billionaires, maybe take care of the players a little bit better.
When you look back at your time in Denver, what do you have a favorite moment, something you think about more than any of the others?
Not really. There's not anything that just stands out like huge moment, but there was a lot of great times there. I mean, just being amongst that kind of teammates, guys that were really in it to win it. Like, we knew that there was a definite chance we were good odds to win a Super Bowl because the team, the organization did everything they could to put the pieces in place for us to succeed. So far as, like, if you had a fax to send, there was somebody who would grab it, take it, and go send it for you and come back. So you didn't have to worry about that. They wanted us to focus on the game and preparing for that game and doing everything we could to be ready for that. And so, yeah, that was a great place to play, and yeah, the NFL was a great time. And, yeah, it's good now.
How much do you miss playing?
It's the game of rolling out and throwing the ball, and like, I play handball, so there's a good competitive nature there, and like, I'm setting out to do something and I'll do it sometimes. Sometimes I don't, and I laugh because I try crazy shots on the handball court just like I did on the field. Some of them are like, oh my God, I pulled that off, and others are like, Jesus, you're supposed to hit the front wall first, not the ground, and you're supposed to hit your teammates first, not the other team. But that was just that's how I've always played. When I'm in it, and I'm not thinking, oh, I should be careful on 3rd and 5 in the second quarter. We don't want to have a turnover. No, if I see a guy I want to try to throw the ball to, I'd rip it to him. So I miss that, just getting into the flow of a game, losing context of like even hearing the crowd, just being so honed in and focused that all that mattered was that I was getting chased and I had to get the ball gone and make a play. And that's what you really miss, is that essence of that moment when you're in it, when the ball's snapped. Everything else could have gone away. I'd still be playing football if my body didn't fall apart, because I loved from day one on the recess field playing football, like any sport really. But football was a lot of fun because I like, those guys coming after you. That was fun to make them miss and keep going.
do they call you the snake on the handball court?
No.
No.
The snake is football. Like all my older teammates call me the snake here. It's like this alter ego dude that existed back in the day, and it's still part of me, but I've pretty much moved past that. I mean, it's not past it. Obviously, it's still I'm Jake the Snake to a lot of people, but it was just that's who I was when I was playing ball, and now I'm just a guy out having some fun and raising kids and trying to live the highest quality of life I can live.
Where and when did that nickname come about?
My real name isn't even Jake, so I'm trying to, I'll keep. Jason is my real name, and in the 3rd grade there were 5 Jasons in the class. When I transferred in, the teacher said you have to go by something else. So I've been called Jake before, Mrs. Jenkins in the 3rd grade. I've been called Jake, so my name became Jake. Well, as I progressed through playing sports, and I read Kenny Stabler's autobiography, and he was the snake in football, the original. My brothers started calling me Jake the Snake, and their friends called me Jake the Snake. I went to a basketball camp, and Chris Childs from Boise State and Arnell Jones, the basketball players there who I looked up to like they were gods, called me Jake the Snake. And so everybody started calling me Jake the Snake. And I signed my first autograph at ASU, Jake the Snake Plummer. I was like, I'm doing this. And I became the Snake, and thank goodness I could act like a snake or perform somewhat snake-like movements out there and make people miss. Like I say, why do they call you the Snake? I say, well, have you ever come across a snake and all of a sudden you're like, whoa, there's a snake, and then all of a sudden he's gone? Yeah, exactly. You see me in the pocket and then I'm gone.
It's incredible you morphed into your nickname.
Yeah, better than being a flat-footed pocket passer called the Snake. They wouldn't have called me that.
We got him with a great snake prank once. I wish we could show you the video. It was fantastic.
I've overcome a fear of snakes. Since
you were scared of snakes?
Very scared of snakes.
Me too.
You kind of had to embrace that, right? You're like, it's part of me, so I shouldn't be scared of them.
I mean, I didn't go that far as like having pythons in my house or anything, but I had a photo shoot for ESPN magazine, the cover, and I didn't know. I knew going in that it was a cover shot. I didn't know what they were planning to do, and I got there, and I'm looking at this bag, and it's moving, and I said, "That's not a snake, is it?" Like, I'm like, I'm out of here. And I walked. My marketing guy, Jamie Crimmins, walked outside. He's like, hey, walk around, get it out, whatever, but you're going to do this. It's the cover of ESPN magazine. I don't care. It's a snake. I'm not doing it. And by the end of the day, I had the snake around my neck. It was like, our tongues are going out. I'm like, what the hell? I'm holding this snake. And when I got done, I realized, like, fear is just a power turned inside. Like you're fearful for what? Because you heard a story of a snake biting somebody, or snakes are thought of as bad characters or bad, but snakes represent a lot of life and rebirth in yoga and kundalini and in like, us as humans and the evolution. So to be able to hold that snake and like, yeah, it was cool to overcome a fear that was just, some kind of childlike thing. I don't go seek out snakes now, but out foraging in the woods, sometimes I'll find a garden snake. I'll go pick it up.
Wow.
When my 6-year-old daughter's doing it, I can't really be scared of it. So
you're like healing my afraidness of snakes right now.
Yeah, I mean, approaching anything. I went skydiving last year, and it could have been scary, but instead I was like, this is fun. I'm going to sit back and relax and enjoy this. I'm choosing to do this. Why be fearful of it? Where there's fear, there's danger, I figure.
It's so interesting seeing how chill and laid back you are now, because when I thought of you as a player, you were just such a dog on the field. Is that part of you still in you? Like, does that come out on the handball court, or is that part of you kind of gone?
It's in there. It's part of me. It's part of who I am. I can't push down some huge part of my characteristics and my personality, but I'm a lot less competitive and more into the essence of things. Like when I play handball, the game is beautiful. I love the way the ball goes around the court and trying not to be the one that misses the shot. So regardless of if you beat me 21-2 or we go 21-20, it's the moment of being in it that I love the most. And if I could go back and play ball now, it'd be a lot of fun, because we put so much emphasis on the result that we sometimes miss the whole journey to get to that result, instead of really enjoying every single moment of every snap or every time you get to watch your teammates. And that's just being in the now, that's being present with where you're at. And, the game was good to me, but, I'm overcoming all those narratives is what I want to do. Is like, we don't have to age as fast as we think we do. We don't have to carry around these ailments and disease that they want to tell us we have. CTE is not a great thing to look forward to as a former player, but let's do something about that then. Let's not just talk about it and say, oh yeah, the CTE is really hurting this player. I'm like, well, did he die? Did they open his brain up and see that he had it? No. Well, why is he associating with CTE? Just because he's told that's what you got? Screw that. That's not cool to me. We have neuroplasticity neuroplasticity abilities in our brain to regrow damaged neurons. And lion's mane is one of those things that helps that. And it's a mushroom. It's in the fungi kingdom. I like to call it the queendom. And I believe that if we get people to do this and we feel the benefits, that we can flip that narrative and no longer look forward to depression, dementia, and CTE as a former football player or anybody, a veteran or a UFC fighter. Our business partner, Rashad Evans, a Hall of Famer. Like, let's open up to the possibilities that we can really do some serious healing here and take health back into our own hands. Because opioids and alcohol and these hardcore pharmaceutical drugs, while they may address the symptoms and maybe make you feel a little bit better, they also are causing a lot of degeneration and putting toxins in our bodies. And more people are becoming aware of that. And for me to be able to be a conduit for that knowledge that's been here for eternity, mushrooms have been here. They are not just some new thing we stumbled upon. It's a real gift to be able to come out and share that.
The company is called Umbo.
Yep.
How are you guys distributing the lion's mane and all of the other?
Yeah, well, getumbo.com is where you can learn more about just the fungi queendom and what it has to offer. Also some blogs. I got a recipe for chili on there. I love eating gourmet mushrooms. I got a farm also in Fort Lupton, Colorado, where we grow gourmets and some of the medicinals like reishi, lion's mane, and cordyceps. But yeah, you can go on there and find our product. Right now, DTC is the best online. We just opened up an account with REI in Boulder, and we're trying to get into some stores. But a lot of that is so long and laborious that it's best to just get out, hand product to people, tell them where to go, and it's directly shipped to them. So these are all non-psychedelic, fully legal, been around a long time in Eastern medicine. And we're just, again, like I said, channels of this knowledge to spread it back out to people who are interested in feeling better or raising their quality of life.
When you suggest them to other former football players, how do they receive that?
Man, am I going to trip out when I take this? Am I going to go off, like, go to my room and get under the covers? Like, no. These are functional, not psychedelics. Now, if you are interested in psychedelics, it's worth looking into. We're finding that there's a lot of potential there for therapeutic purposes and not just recreationally using them, which is great too, to take and go out on a hike or to a concert or whatever. If that's what you want to do, there's nothing wrong with feeling joy. That's really something we should do once in a while. It's like, I'm going to take these so I can feel like I'm 5 years old again, and I've done that. But a lot of it is helping with addiction. It's helping with PTSD, anxiety, these diseases that we've been given to us by our lovely doctors. Hello, son, you have anxiety, and take this pill. I don't want anxiety, doc. Tell me how to get rid of this,
right?
Or how I can manage this. Because I was anxious coming down here a little bit, but what did I do? I tapped into my awareness, and there's nothing to be worried about here. I'm who I am, and if this radio row can't handle me, then that's fine with me. I'm going to go do my thing and let people see that I'm in my light. I'm in my who I want to be, aligned spiritually, mentally, physically, and hoping to spread this word. So there's a lot out there. We're learning, and it's exciting to see where this goes in 5, 6 years, 10 years, 100 years. I won't be around in 100, but I'll be around in 70 to see what's going on, I hope.
As you know, though, Jake, Radio Row loves you. You're the most booked man here today.
Right on. Well, I'm happy to be here. This is a very powerful place, as you see. Like, look around. I mean, I'm here to bring light to something that I think in 5 years down the road, sort of like what happened with cannabis and the hemp, that they were first, no, let's not do that. And now we got a lot of guys endorsing it and using it. I think that as the NFL can get you to buy Bud Light like crazy. Yeah, buy that Bud Light. But let's have hopefully some time and a chance to have them, at least the players, turn on and perform to their peak levels. I think these guys on Sunday, they're not performing to their peak levels because they're not taking mushrooms.
Love it. I think it's been awesome what you were doing, man. And I'm so happy to see, all the things you said about how great you're feeling. And not a lot of guys are that blessed after the NFL. So
yeah, I still deal with stuff too. I got aches and pains. I got life. I got kids. I got all kinds of stuff. Life doesn't stop. But if you arm yourself or you give yourself the tools to deal with that, that's a big thing. And we're having a big celebration on Saturday, Remembrance Festival with holistic and naturopathic medicines with Sonoran University to introduce different modalities to guys to maybe see about, hey, you're tight, you have a lot of tension, you don't feel well. There's ways you can go about this besides just getting some pill from your doctor. There's a lot of things out there to help you.
We've been asking all of our guests this week what their favorite body of water is, like lake, river, ocean.
Yeah.
What's yours?
I'm a lake guy.
Okay.
Yeah,
6
I
to
spend
2.
a lot of time on Coeur d'Alene Lake up in North Idaho.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
But it's slowly morphing into being a river guy because the
kinda
rivers,
like
the
the river.
rivers are constantly flowing and moving and
Yes.
showing us so much about how to navigate life. Like water doesn't come across anything it can't find its way around, and there's rocks along the way, but how you navigate that is key. But I do love jumping into Coeur d'Alene Lake, so. Yeah, that's a hard one, though. I love the ocean, too.
Okay, good. At least there's some ocean
I
love.
just like water. How about I say all water?
There we go.
There you
We
go.
are a lot of it. A lot of us is water, and water is really intelligent and holds the keys to a lot of answers in the world.
All right, getumbo.com is how you check out the products. Jake, we'd love to keep promoting them, so we'll be in contact with you. And thanks so much for coming on, man.
Yeah, good to see you guys
Thanks,
down
Jake.
in Arizona. I mean, we
Oh,
live
yeah.
in Denver.
I
Right?
know,
So,
right?
well, you know now. Reach out.
Yeah,
Yes.
we'd love
All right,
to.
we'll
Good to
see
see
you
you
soon,
guys.
man.
Thanks so
Thanks.
much, Jake.
There he is, Jake Plummer, one of the best quarterbacks in Broncos history.